try to be very respectful of everybody's time and make sure we try to you know, get in that those people are calling for a reason. They got something to say. We'd like to hear it. Maybe others would enjoy it as well. And one thing I do like a lot is a lot of people will call in. They have information they'd like to share, or they've got opinions on different equipment. And that goes a long way. I mean, that's the great thing about these two mediums, amateur radio and YouTube, is you can go back later and listen to it and say, what did that guy say? He said you could try this and this and this. And that's the cool thing about it. So we'll see how it goes from here on out. But, you know, it's just have fun with what I got, and hopefully everybody else does as well there. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I first started into this, I watch YouTube all the time. That's how I learned how to program radios. I mean, you know, the directions were kind of vague, so I went to some channels, and it's like, well, this helped.
Yeah. Hey, I did have to do a reboot here before I could save it. Give me the call again so I can make sure I have it in the log correctly.
Kilo Echo 8, Papa, Quebec, Romeo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I keep changing the 8 to a 6. Don't ask me why. But I just want to make sure I got it in the log, because this is our third, and you know, you need one more to become a regular in my log. So we'll have that big party, the big throwing a confetti party in your name and whatever. So just want to make sure I got it in there. So, but Patrick, we're going to see if we can get this thing fired up again. Sounds really good and received. Congrats on your activation. Sounds like it went well. You had some fun with it, and that's really all you can ask. So we've got everything fired back up, so the channel's back up and live at the moment. We'll see how long that lasts, but, you know, this is the technical things that we have to deal with. So nobody's paying my electric bill or my internet. That's all on me. So, hey, listen, enjoy the evening. Appreciate it very much for taking the time. Enjoyed having a conversation with you, and certainly look forward to the next one. The next one will be the biggie, the big number 4. So we'll look forward to that as well. So anyway, you take care. Always nice to hear you out there. And please come back again anytime. Kilo Echo 8, Papa Quebec Radio, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, and have a good evening.
Okay, you too. I'm glad to hear you out here again. It was nice talking to you. Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to that party. So, okay, 73s. Have a good night. Enjoy it.
All right, you take care. QRZ, any other stations, please? Come with your call.
Kilo Charlie 2, Bravo, Walker to Bravo.
The Kilo Charlie 8, try it again. Was it a Kilo Charlie 8? I'm sorry, try it again.
Kilo Charlie 2, Bravo, Oscar Bravo.
Bob, hey, he's back again. Hey, how did I get an 8 to a 2 call? What happened there?
It's my Irish brogue, over.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I didn't. Well, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I watched the rest of your show on Monday. It was fantastic the way you had that guy's audio. It was like day and night after you advised him what to do. Yeah, I'm really enjoying your show. It's great. The visuals are fantastic as well. You know, keep it up.
Well, I appreciate that. You know, and that's kind of what when I started to do this, and I was really apprehensive. You know, to do this live stream, a lot of things could happen. A lot of things could go bad in a hurry. And you know, I thought, if I'm going to do this, what is it that I want to do, and what is it that some other people would enjoy? And Terry was a prime example. Now, it sometimes doesn't take that long, but it was a great example of being able to put the YouTube into the radio aspect and vice versa. Because now, at any point, Terry can go back to that night and listen if he wants to make some additional changes, and then do that. In the same token, there's people out there that are listening to that conversation, and maybe there's something that they can pick up. And then there's people here on the live chat who are doing the same thing. And that was the cool thing. Like I was telling the station earlier, I did get an email from Terry thanking for his help and everybody else that was out there on the airs and on the live chat. And you know, I'm hoping he'll take that and help somebody else. That's what we all are trying to do. We all want to try to help each other as well. There, go ahead.
Thank you, yourself. But another thing is that some of the live streams on, in the amateur radio field, it's obvious they're trying to make money. It's so obvious that they're trying to get up the YouTube subscribers, click the like button. You know, it's okay to say that, but they drive it home. There's one guy in particular who really drives it home, and when he's on the air, no matter where he is, you know, he talks about his channel, man. It's a bit off-putting, but you don't seem to do any of that, so it's quite a gentle way you're evolving into this, you know, and I think people will really like it for it.
Well, I didn't do this to you know, the main focus wasn't to see how many subscribers you can get. We're not looking for quantity. We're looking for quality. And I do mention it because, again, maybe you'd like to hear yourself. And if I don't say, hey, we're doing this, you're never going to know it. So that's the one reason why I do mention it. But that's really about it. The rest is up to you. If you get something out of it and you'd like to know when we're back again, and you just hit the notification bell, YouTube will alert you when we come live. Hey, great. And if not, no problems there as well. And, you know, my thing is whatever happens, happens. In the meantime, let's have fun what we're doing. Let's share some information, a story, or something in between, and just have some fun with the radio, get in front of the microphone, and we'll just see where it goes.
Thank you, Phil. Well, keep it up. You're doing a great job. I'm enjoying it. This is only the second time I've checked in, but I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy watching the visual as I'm talking live to you. It's a great thing. Two different mediums. You know, it just shows where the technology is going. Anyway, I'm not going to hold it without reach you, so I'll say best 7 to 3, and I'll catch you again on the next one. Over.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Bob, for taking the time and giving us a call. Yeah, nice to hear you. I appreciate the kind words. Again, I'm hoping that people are enjoying what we're doing. We certainly are, and as long as we're having fun with it, we're going to keep doing it. And whatever happens from there is the way it goes. So you're halfway home. You know, like I said, 4 contacts in the log there. You get to become a regular, and you have all the perks and benefits. We have a big confetti party in your name there. So I'm looking forward to our 3rd contact, no doubt. So, hey, listen, enjoy the evening. Thank you again for taking the time. We do appreciate it. And, yeah, sit back, relax. Who knows what's going to happen next? Frankie's out there, and Calvin just chimed in there as well. And you just never know who's going to come out next. So hopefully somebody's got something they can share for us. Thank you, Bob. Have a good evening as well. You take care. Kilo Charlie 2, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo. Take care.
QSL 73. What's my signal report for the log? Over.
You've been anywhere from 5 and 5 to 5 and 9, so the band is moving around. But you've been really solid in between. But the audio is just spot on. It's spot on. So I wouldn't change a thing. Sounds good. The signals are what they are. The audio is what I'm listening for, and you're spot on. I wouldn't change a thing.
Okay, man. 73. Thank you.
All right, take care. Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations, please?
Yankee 4, Kilowatt 4, Echo Bravo, Whiskey.
With a Kilo Yankee 4 station, I believe. Try it again.
A Kilo Yankee 4, Juliet Romeo.
Okay, Kilo Yankee 4, Juliet Romeo. Justin, good evening. Hey, number 3 contact. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, Randy, good to hear you. Yeah, I'm doing all right this evening. I think this is our 3rd. Good to catch you on 20 meters. It's usually on 40. But yeah, I'm just playing with a little QRP radio here. I've got a little amp on it doing about 35 watts. So trying to make it in. Didn't know how I was doing this evening.
Oh, you're doing good. You're 5.7 plus, bumping to 5.9. Is it a little Zygu? You got something else there?
Oh, no, it's the TX500 from Lab 599.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, it's doing good. And you've got an amp behind it, so you got a whopping 35 watts.
Find it out. I didn't know how it was going to do. Seems like it's doing all right. You're a 5.9 here in Central North Carolina.
Yeah. So you got a big power amp behind it. You're pushing 35 watts. Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, doing the max up power there.
Oh my gosh! Well, you know, don't burn it off at one time. No, it's doing great, and the audio's got a nice little punch to it. It's not overdriven, but it's got a good little punch to it.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, I got this little cheap headset on this thing, and it does pretty good with several radios that I've got. And I try to keep it under about 5 watts a drive, and it'll get me up, it'll peak 40, 45 watts sometimes. But I try to keep it a little bit on the lower side. That way we keep this amp happy.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. Yeah, no, I think it's great. That's awesome. We've already had a couple of low-power stations check in with us here this evening. And, of course, I'm still going to say that's low power, even though it's a little amplifier, but still, you know, considering they're running barefoot or whatever else. I think that's pretty cool. And for it to sound like it does, yeah, I think you've got yourself a home run there.
All right, Randy. Well, I appreciate the compliments there. Yeah, I like this radio. It does pretty good. And I had somebody that wanted my FTDX 3000 worse than I did, so I let it go. And right now, I've got this radio and an ICOM 7000, and I just use it for 2 meters. But I've got the capability to do 100 watts on HF. But I operate more portable and enjoy that more. And got rid of the big radio and had an SD200. Got rid of that too. And I went the opposite direction. But it sure is nice having more room on the desk here. And like I say, I enjoy getting outside and operating portable. The 10 watts does it usually, but I wanted something with a little bit more punch for those noisy days, and trying to do a little bit more DX with the lower power radio. And getting it up about 35 watts, that puts me up there right with the 100-watt rig. So it's doing the job, and it doesn't draw much power from the battery either. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Yeah, yeah, you've hit them all, you know. You get a little bit, a little dynamite in a small package, as they say, a little power, not having to lug a bigger transceiver around. That's the limitation with this one. You know, this FTDX10. We have another one we've taken with us portable. We've taken into the RV, so not, sitting out on a picnic table, that kind of stuff. So it's modified, but it's still rather big. To take out with you. I'd rather look at the Yaesu 891 or even an old ICOM 706. Our good radios, the 7000. They're a smaller size radio. The TS50 from Kenwood even is a good little radio. Really small package as well, and they do quite well. There's lots of them out there. So you got to go with what you're happy with. It looks like you've kind of made a decision you want to go in this direction. Again, it sounds really good in the receive. Give a look and a listen here on the channel. We finally got it fired back up. But I think you'd be amazed how it sounds, especially here on the air.
All right. Well, that's what I was looking for. I've done a little bit of testing with it myself, and got it to where it sounded good. I had it overdriven a little bit. Too much compression, a little too much drive, and it didn't sound good. It sounded real muddy, and I got it to where I thought it sounded good listening to it on the other receiver. So I'm glad to hear somebody else thinks it sounds good.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't sound like it's clipping. You're not driving it too hard. It does have quite a bit of highs. It's got a little punch to it, which doesn't hurt. You're running low power like that. Every little bit can help you, of course. And that's all you can really ask for, Justin. So I tip my hat to you. I ain't wearing one right now, but if I was, I'd tip it to you there.
All right, Randy. Well, I appreciate the contact this evening. Like I said, it was great to catch you on 20 meters. I know you probably got a few more out there looking to make some contact with you. So I'll say 7-3 on this round, and hopefully we catch you again later on.
Yeah, nice to have you on a new band. I know we've had a couple of contacts on 40. We gave a listen there a little bit ago, and it was pretty noisy, at least here at my QTH. And I said, well, let's go back to 20. It was really good on Monday, so we'll try this for a little bit, and then we'll drop down there after a while. We can get a few more closer in stations, of course, because usually 20 is a little bit long. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Justin, nice to hear you. Yeah, I was telling the other operator, we're kind of rusty. We haven't been in front of the microphone very much in the last month. We're hoping that'll change. We were out here Monday, and here we are on Wednesday again. So hoping we can continue that trend. We'll see how it goes. But always nice to catch up with some operators. We've had chances to have conversations before. We've had a lot of new ones as well. So anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening here on Wednesday, and I do appreciate you taking the time to give us a call. Always nice to hear you. And yeah, terrific little package you got there, man. That's really, really cool. Good for you. And I think, like I said, I think you'll be surprised when you hear it on the playback. So anyway, you take care, and we'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo Yankee 4, Juliet Radio. That's Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Justin. Have a good evening.
73, Randy. KO4RWB from KY4JR73.
All right, you take care. QRZ, any other stations, please?
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Kilo.
Alpha 1. The Whiskey 5 station, and then I'll get Mark. The Whiskey 5 station again, please.
Whiskey 4, Whiskey 4.
Yeah, the Whiskey 4, standby 1 if you would, please. Whiskey 5 again, please. Give me the call.
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Kilo.
Okay, got you that time. Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Kilo. Bill, good evening. How are you doing, sir?
Doing just fine. Appreciate you taking my call. I wanted to mention to you that this is Bill, by the way, in Live Oak, Texas, next to San Antonio. I also run a NA4RR hex beam, and I'm glad to see they're taking orders again. Over.
Yeah, I am too. Matter of fact, I just turned the beam down your direction. You were actually on the side of it, and of course, I'm sure you know as well how well they do. But yeah. You know, I think I mentioned that on Monday, but I think Roger has turned over operations to his son, if memory serves, information I heard. But yeah, it's nice to see them getting up and doing their things, and you know, it's a great story. You know, Roger, you know, when he started this 10, 15 years ago, and really glad to see that they're still doing their thing.
Oh, totally awesome. I hope they go on and on. Great product, great concept. Hats off to those who invented it. Yeah, I forget the call sign of the gentleman who started it all. But anyway, really a great product, nice company to do business with for anybody that hasn't, and a dynamite price. And you can't beat the results. In 2 years, I managed to work 100 countries sideband on that hex beam. You know, when everybody else is just muddling around in the mud, I managed to get through. Back to you.
Yeah, you know, and something else, and you probably noticed this as well, is when you're talking hex to hex beam, the signals usually tend to be a little stronger as well. I mean, you know, it's just a 2-element Yagi, but it has fairly good side rejection, not the best front to back, but for me that's a plus because I'm either pointing left or right, you know, east or west, sitting here in the Kansas City area, so I don't really have a choice. So if I'm talking to New York and New Mexico, Arizona, Southern Cal comes in, I can probably hear them. And you know this as well, as you rotate around, the signal comes up and on my receive end and there. So, you know, that's kind of what you're looking for. And I've said it many times, you find me an antenna that works 6 through 20, that's resonant on all bands for less than $1,000. Tell me what that is, but there isn't anything out there like this.
Okay, I bought the 40 rifle add-on to it, so I get to enjoy that benefit also. A little bit wide, 28 feet all the way across, 14-foot turning radius with 40-meter add-on. But how could you possibly get that in a better space, you know? Really works for me real well, and thank you so much, Randy, for taking my call. 73C, enjoy your program, K0RWB, W5WOK.
Well, I will say this real quick, Bill. Somebody's mentioned that you can actually tune it for 2 meters. It'll work on 2 meters as well.
QSL, I've worked it on 2 meters and caught some temperature inversions all the way to New Orleans from San Antonio.
Isn't that great? Yeah, that's really cool, man. Yeah, it's certainly a very flexible antenna, no doubt. But hey, thanks for giving us a call. Appreciate it very much. Just outside of San Antonio. Looks like we worked on Christmas Day last year, maybe during our Christmas train event. So nice to have another contact with you. Of course, another one here on 20. Maybe we'll find another band one of these days. Never can tell. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I appreciate it. Nice to hear you. And like I said, I brought the beam around. You came up really good. If you're watching the stream, you'll see the signal report on the channel. But you've been 5'9", a little over the entire time. So nice to see we got a good contact. We're only 700 miles. That's not too bad for 20 meters. So feel free to come back anytime, Bill. You hear us out there. We certainly would appreciate it. And I do appreciate you taking the time this evening. Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Kilo down in San Antonio area, Kilowatt 0 Radio, Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again.
73.
Okay, QRZ. Any other stations that we bring the beam around? K0RWB, Randy in Kansas City. Any other stations? Come with the call, please.
Kilo 1, Mike Charlie Bravo.
Okay, let's see if we can get Mark in there real quick. So we're pointed down that direction. Alpha 1 India Alpha. The big Markster, the big emailer, see if he's still there. Alpha 1 India Alpha, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo.
Good evening, this is Alpha 1 India Alpha You are 5 and 9, Randy. Good to hear you in there, buddy. Over.
I appreciate the 5 and 9 mark. I wish I could give that back to you, but in my receiver, 5 and 3. Time for an amplifier.
Yeah, really close to that, actually.
Only, yeah, but you're going to have a hard time finding one. That's what I've been running across. We sold the ACOM 1000 about a month ago. I went to Alabama, and we're looking for a solid state. We put an order on one, and it went from 4 to 6 weeks to 7 to 8 months. So we're still in a holding pattern.
Yeah, that'll probably be the way I'm going too if I'm reading you the book the right way. But that's all right, man. I've had some incredible radio, and I'm having fun with it. I got just incredible radio, especially when signals are low, and band conditions suck. That's where this radio shines. And let me ask you something real quick. Do you have what they call the VC tune, Victor Charlie tune, over?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, it'll be on the 10. So I was just wondering if you have that. Reason being because the thing is just, I've been turning down the digital noise filter so I can have more space and more action with this BC tune function. It's really turning into be incredible. I thought it was simply a pre-selector, but it seems to be far more than that. So having fun, and glad to hear you in there, man. I hope you didn't mind my email there. I wasn't trying to be nosy. I was just checking in on you, make sure my buddy's still out there. Over.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it as well. Yeah, no, it's nice to be thought of. No issues. I do have to pass a message on to you. Frankie, Victor Papa 2, Mike November India. I wanted to say hi from him. So Frankie wanted to say hi to you. I want to get that out there. It's on the live chat as well. No, it's just as I was saying earlier. There have been some projects that have taken a little bit longer. We're in the middle of a couple other ones. We're waiting for information back on some others, and you just didn't have time to get in front of the microphone. And we're kind of at a place right now where we have a little bit of time here in the evening, so we're going to take advantage of it. I'm not going to say we're going to have a regular schedule. When we have the time, we're going to try to get down here and be in front of the mic. And if you don't hear me, it's because there's something else that happened. But so we're going to take advantage of it while we can. But no, the emails are very much appreciated. It's nice to see the people are thinking about us, which is cool. We do appreciate that. And so, yeah, it's nice to know that there's a few out there who we haven't been totally forgotten there. But we'll see where it goes from here.
Okay, bye, TNO. Glad to hear we're there tonight. I'll say 73s won't hold it long.
Yeah, stand by.
Thinking about migrating down to 7 megahertz. So for whatever it is you're planning on doing, we'll let you get to it. Nice working you. Nice running into you. 7-3s to you, my brother. This is AA1IA. Clear with K0RWB.
All right, Mark. Thank you, brother. Nice to get a chance to catch up with you, no doubt. Have fun out there. Be safe and be well, like usual. And we'll talk again soon. No problem at all. Alpha 1 Indy Alpha, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care. The other station, was it K5TNO? Was that correct?
That's right, the K5TNO, Fort Walton Beach. Hi, Randy. I couldn't help but look at your biography and see that you got a NA4RR hex beam up there, and I've got my order in to get one of those things. So a couple of questions about it, like what coax you run into it and what rotator you run in. So K5TNO here. Mike, Fort Walton Beach, Florida, home of the sugar white beach sand, best in the world, and about 2 miles from the beach. Over to you. You got a good S7 mic.
Well, I appreciate it. And Mike, you're going to absolutely love the hex beam. We've had ours now 10 years as of January, and no issues to speak of. It's on a tilt-over base. We're on on a 45-foot tower. We bring it down once a year just for periodic inspection, check the paracord, make sure all the fasteners are tight, the coax is where it should be, and so forth. And other than that, you put it back up in the air and just point what direction you want to go, and off you are, and that's where you're at. It has certainly changed my outlook in my amateur radio career. I think anytime you can direct your signal to a certain area, it certainly does add another additional element to your enjoyment. At least I like to think so. Great side rejection, not the best front to back, but I've said it many times. For me, in my location in Kansas City, I'm either pointed east or west, so I can miss half of the U.S. depending on where I'm pointed. But I can generally hear a station off the backside, and as you rotate around, they usually come up to sometimes 3 S units in the receive, so that's a great thing. You know, heavy winds, you're not going to have any ice down that area, but heavy winds and so forth, it just flops around like an upside-down umbrella. So yeah, you'll have no issues whatsoever. It's a terrific addition. 10 feet and below, your SWRs are quite high. When I bought mine from Roger, he recommended anywhere from about 30 feet to about 45 feet at the max. Any higher changes your takeoff angle. It's not really going to help you. Any lower, you're not the best. But under 10 foot, your SWRs are going to be really high. You don't want that. So if you can find somewhere between 30 and 45 feet, I think you're going to be it's going to be a slam dunk for you.
Well, I'm not going to be able to get it up there. I got a lot of problems with pine trees and oak trees, branches and limbs that want to attack me. So I'm not going to be able to get it up there. I suspect about 25 feet at the most. I think I cut you off a minute ago. Got some wisdom on coax and rotator, what brand names you got, put your number on the coax there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to have to make a mast out of the top rung of chain link fence. It's steel stuff, and I'm only going to use 2 sections, which would get me up 20 feet, and then a few more feet on the mast there. And that's about all I can handle. I got some tree branches above that, so house is going to be one side. I can't get too much better than that. I'm talking to you right now on an inverted V, oriented north, southwest, and I'm only running 100 watts off of a FT DX10, a fairly new one. And that antenna has done me well. I've worked stuff all over heck and gone. And I think I'm going to keep that one up just as my backup. Over.
No, I think it's great. Yeah, I wouldn't. You can't have enough antennas in the air. The hex gives you quite a bit of flexibility because you got 6 through 20. 20 feet, you'll do okay. And you're talking about using the top rail of chain link. I use that as well. However, the coax that I use, because of my run, I use LMR 400. And I have a medium-duty aluminum tower that I bought at a farm auction years ago, relatively cheap. I didn't like having the weight of a rotor at the top. I went to Hamfest and got a Ham 2 rotor. Way overkill for that antenna, but it was cheap, and I bought it. So if you go to my QRZ page, and I'll tell you anyway, but my rotor is 4 foot off the ground inside the tower, and then I run a center mass pipe up through inside the tower, halfway up to the thrust bearing. There's one at the top. 2 reasons. 1, I don't like the weight at the top of the tower with the wind that we get and ice storms and so forth. 2, if I ever have to have the rotor serviced, I can take it out right there. It's free. It'll sit there and hang. The turn pipe isn't going anywhere, and I can use the old Armstrong method and keep on transmitting. So for me, in my situation, it worked out well.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go at it simple. I'm not going to be able to do too much. I'm 81 years old now, and would get the son-in-law to help me, but I think most of the work, the brain power at least, will done by him. The brawn of the back will be him. This is the second time around for me. I was licensed initially in what the heck was that? 1958. Yeah, 58. But it lapsed the first time around. I couldn't hold on to it. Going in the Air Air Force, had family and so on. And being hemmed in house with the COVID this time around, the exact same mentor got me going again. And he talked me into it. No code, he said. So I studied the books, did my technician and my general same day. So I got the book for advanced, but I hadn't touched it yet. Over.
Yeah, no, I can get that. I felt the same way. That's what I did tech and general same day. And that for me in my situation, the fewer buttons I have to push, turn, or pull, the easier and better off I am. So that works out well. You've got a good radio. I have two of those. I have two of the FTDX10s. Great radio. There's going to have a lot more options and features that I'll probably ever use, but it certainly has served me well. We have a video capture card in the back. It allows us to put our radio display up on our YouTube channel, so you can actually look at the radio display as I see it as well, which is kind of cool. I think it is anyway, because we set up with the expand and the multi split screen, so you can see the oscilloscope and those kind of things, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's a good rig. They pair real well with a lot of different microphones. A little difficult in the beginning to set up the EQs, but once you get them dialed in, they sing quite well. They do a really good job. And again, your station is going to change completely when you get the hex in the air. Like I said, if you get up at least 20 foot, you know, if you had to put a couple of guy wires to give it some stability, you're just going to be amazed at the number of stations that'll be calling back, because you'll be a big boy on the block.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. By the way, I watched YouTube a lot, and this guy N4HNH, who puts those FTDX10 YouTubes on there, I watched as he explained a lot about the DX10, and I decided I was in the market, wanted to go ahead and buy something, so that's what I bought. And I'm delighted by it. It's only 100 watts. I had the one my mentor gave me was an old Yaesu FT1000 Mike Papa Mike Papa Mark V, and it pumped out 200 watts, and I really missed that second 100 watts. But it was this big old clunky thing, and I'm shoved in the corner in my house. We've been living here a long time. We don't have any available floor space, at least any that the wife would give me. So I made a little cubby in the corner and made a little desk for it. I don't have a lot of space, so I can't entertain that big radio anymore, and it's in the box, and maybe I'll sell it. But he put out, I went ahead and joined as a Patreon, and he put out a lot more information about all the settings for those menus, and I plugged them right in, and I've been very happy with that. And he comes out with changes every once in a while, and I insert those, and things have worked good for me, including the microphone adjustments and so on. I've got a Heil Pro something. It's a boom mic. I was in the Air Force flying airplanes for a number of years, and I just had to have my headset and microphone again. Didn't want to have to fool with anything sitting on the table here, and I didn't have any space for it, so I got a handful of mic switch, and I'm real happy with that arrangement. Also got a little old bitty Dell Dell laptop on my left here. I made a little shelf off the bookshelf, and it's just big enough. It's a small Dell. I got about a foot.
Yeah, stand by and we'll clear in a minute.
15-inch, and I put the QRZ program on there so I could get to the looking up stations real quick, and of course using that as a log as well. So that's working good for me. Let's see what else. Let's see here. I think that's about it for the moment. Let me hear you give me some more wisdom from your setup there. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, no problem, Mike. We get a few others that are calling as well, but don't worry about the 100 watts because with the hex beam, it's going to multiply by 5.5. So, no worries there. It's going to do quite well for you. You sound like you've already got a headset for it. It sounds good in my receiver. If you've been on the YouTube, we're live on my channel as well. So if you're interested in listening to our QSO, see actually how the radio sounds currently on the air, go right to my channel, which is my call, K0RWE. Go to the search bar at the top of the page. You click on that, you go to my channel, you'll have one here. It says live. It also records at the same time. If you want to listen to it tonight, you could probably fast forward to about 30 minutes in, give or take. It would probably be pretty close where we started. Give a look and listen, see what you think. And by all means, don't be a stranger. Stick around, and we'd like to hear you once you get the hex beam in the air. We probably won't have a problem hearing you at all. That's usually how they work. We've had another NA4R hex beam operator we talked with down in the San Antonio area, and now you've got yours coming, so it should be a lot of fun. I think you'll really enjoy it. It's a good combination between the radio and the antenna. So anyway, we'll let you go for now. We've got a few others that are calling. We've got a little bit more time, so we make a few more contacts, but by all means, don't be a stranger. Like I said, give a look and a listen on the channel, see what you think. I think you sound good in my receipt, but you be the judge, of course. And we'll see how it goes for you next time around. But if you hear us out there, by all means, give us a call. Kilo 5, Tango November Oscar, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again. Have a good evening.
Roger, Randy. Sounds great. Let me give you 73 as well. But batten down the hatches and run get me some food here. So thanks for the call back. And I look forward to that 5.5 plus on multiplier for the beam. And I'll check out the YouTube. K0RWB, K5TNO, signing clear. Thank you, sir.
All right, you take care. 73. QRZ, any other stations, please come with your call.
Kilowatt Delta 0, United Sugar Alpha.
The United Sugar Alpha station again. The USA station, give me the call again.
Kilo Delta 0, United Sugar Alpha. My name is Barry in South Florida.
Okay, Barry. Hey, thanks for giving us a call in South Florida. And let's see what it shows here. How close are we? Sun Valley, Boynton Beach area?
Roger. Boynton Beach, Palm Beach County, 50 miles north of Miami Beach. I was listening to the station there talking to you, and then he just faded out like somebody turned the light switch off. That was K5TNO, and he just disappeared right completely off the frequency.
Yeah, the band has been like that. We've had a couple of instances tonight, and that happened earlier in the year. Either the stations would come in real strong and drop off, or they'd be real weak and came in strong. So we didn't have any of those issues Monday night, but tonight we're having little issues. I'm looking at the numbers, and the numbers aren't much different than they were Monday. But again, the band is what it is. But it seems like it's moving around a little bit, so we're just trying to take advantage of what we've got.
Yeah, okay. And you're in the Kansas City. You on the Missouri side or the Kansas side?
Well, we like to say the right side. We're on the Missouri side.
Okay, let me write your call down, please.
Yeah, K0RWB, Kilowatt 0, red, white, and blue.
Okay, very good. K0, red, white, and blue. Anyway, no beam over here, just an antenna. And, yeah, I would have offered him, I'll email him, I would have offered to buy that 200 watt old boat anchor he's got up there. But I'll send him an email and tell him maybe he want to get rid of it.
Yeah, you never know. The Mark V, well, the 1000 series, I think, was really ahead of itself. The Fielder version, the Mark V, the 1000 MP, they were all terrific radios. I mean, they're rather large radios. You're not going to take those with you in the mobile or run them out portable, but if they're sitting in a static place in a shack, I still think they're just as good. They operate just as good today as the day they were built. But you do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking on right now. I'm talking on the Mark V field. I'm talking on the issue Mark V field. It's just the boat anchor is what it is. was. And, well, you know, life is good, man, in Florida. I don't have a problem. I did spend 25 years out there in Kansas, a little bit on the other side of the border.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We won't hold that against you. Fort Riley, by chance?
Yeah, that's it. Fort Riley, good old Fort Riley. Join the Army, have fun, and you find out that they build military bases in Kansas, mountaintops, and deserts. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, they sure do. And there's lots of silos out in Kansas as well that people I think are just now starting to realize. So there was a place. However, I would certainly take Kansas over Northern Tier, just because the weather's not quite as severe in the wintertime as some of the Northern Tier bases.
Yeah, well, my daughter, one of my kids is still out there. My daughter's out there by the Kansas City line, and my son, he's down in Texas, and my other daughter's up in Atlanta. Started to hear about her bad day too.
Oh, very cool. Are they wearing the uniform as well?
Well, they're all military brats. My son's retired from the Air Force. He got injured over there in Iraq. And the girls, they married morons or they married GIs. One of the two. I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, we had two. One said no, thank you. And my youngest is full-time Army National Guard units right behind Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Her and her husband both. So, you know what? It doesn't matter. Serving is serving. You signed the dotted line, and you should have all the respect for doing that.
Yeah, well, I can't help it. I just can't help it. I'm a military career guy, and I just had a lot of fun. And Fort Riley, you know, it was one of those things that when I got there, they said, "Welcome to Fort Riley. You'll either die here or you retire here." And I found out they were right.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, but it was a great experience. I enjoyed it immensely, and I met a lot of nice people. Well, not a lot of stupid people too, but well, that's the way it is. I won't hold you up. A very good evening to you. Thanks for picking up the station, and there's probably a lot of people out there that want to jump in here. I'm going to grab that fella on the email and tell him if he wants to get rid of that 200-watt radio, he should send it down here, because I can't do waterfalls. I don't like the ocean, and I don't go to the beach. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. KD0 Red, White, and Blue, and the KD0 USA, Barry, Palm Beach County, Florida. Good evening, sir.
All right, Barry, thanks again. Yeah, no problem. Glad we had a chance to connect. I know we've had a couple of other contacts. Another contact just a little bit to the south of you a little earlier. So we've got Florida covered so far this evening. No worries at all. Feel free to come back anytime, and we'll certainly pick it up where we left off, no doubt. Kilo Delta Zero, United Sugar Alpha, this Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, Barry. 7-3s. All right, let's see if Monty's in there by chance. See if we can get a hold of this guy. See if Alabama's in here tonight. Whiskey 4 Mike Juliet Hotel. See if we can get a hold of Monty. We'll give him a call here. A Whiskey 4 Mike Juliet Hotel, Monty in Alabama. You got a copy on Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo?
Whiskey 4 Mike Juliet Hotel. I just barely got your number noise for there, Randy, but it sure is good to hear you on the air.
Yeah, we don't have a good signal on you as well, but we thought we'd give it a go. Saw you there on the live chat, so we thought we would at least make a chance to get back to you. You're 5-3 right now, 5-3 in the receive here, but I'm going to call that a contact no matter what. There, go ahead.
Randy, I'm sorry, but I can't quite make out what you're saying, man, and I hope I'm making the trip back to you, but I'll try to be playing here on YouTube in a little bit to see what I can hear, but I sure appreciate the help. 8 on 1000. I really am enjoying it.
Well, I'm glad for you, Monty. Yeah, I had you 5 and 3. I'd also sent you a message on the live chat. So I had you 5 and 3 in my receive. You know, I don't have any power like you do, so no wonders that you can't hear me, this little tiny station here. You've got all the power now. You ought to feel pretty bad, really, you taking that thing off of my hands.
Okay, Andy, I need to get out here and let some other folks talk to you. They can communicate with you a little better than I can. Maybe I can make some adjustments to my rig and give you the next go around. WD, this before might be a hotel. 73, stay ready. Hope you have a great evening, and I look forward to listening in on that.
Yeah, no problem, Monty. Yeah, hopefully we'll try it again. We get better conditions between us. No worries, but we'll see if we can get a better contact next time around. Appreciate you hanging out there on the live chat, though. Glad you chimed in there. Whiskey 4 Mike Juliet Hotel, down in Alabama, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care, 73s. K0 RWE QRZ, any other stations, please.
Whiskey 4 XSP.
Charlie Bravo.
Whiskey 4, was it X-Ray Sierra Bravo?
X-Ray Sierra Papa, XSP.
Yeah, I always get those confused there. Whiskey 4 X-Ray Sierra Papa. Steve, is that correct?
Correct, retired security police.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that. And you survived?
That's affirmative. I saw your QRZ page, and you, unlike many, I was not happy about the merger. I was law enforcement before the merger.
I was too. Yeah, I didn't care for it either, but we didn't have a choice, did we?
No, change is the only constant.
Yeah, my office was a patrol car.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I mean, the first time I actually pulled security was when the space shuttle landed at Columbus, Mississippi. We had no security people, so I ended up guarding the space shuttle for my first time being security.
Oh, yeah, it's a great picture. You should, I'm sure you've got that hanging up someplace, Steve. Hey, no worries. Well, hey, I'm glad you gave us a call. Pace, Florida. Let me see where that's at here. Oh, you're a little bit north and east of Pensacola there, Roger.
Roger. Florida Panhandle, also known as Lower Alabama.
Yeah, I've heard that too. So, well, you certainly got stuff close to you. Fort Walton Beach, you got Eglin, of course. I'm sure you've been over there when you need to and what have you. So, what was the time that you served? What was the dates and what was the overall time?
Roger, 87 to 2011, 23 years.
Yeah, well, good for you. Well, thank you so much for your service there, no doubt. We were just a couple of years ahead of you. I think 83 to 2017 is when we finished, September 17. I figured that was enough time. Had something, I wanted to do something else. I couldn't remember what it was at the time, but figured we really couldn't go any farther, any higher. You know, there's only one chief of the Air Force. I didn't think my odds were very good, so we decided that it was time to go.
Roger, I can copy that. Well, it was nice talking to you, but the wife just popped her head in, so I got to head to bed because we get up early.
Oh, no problem at all. Steve, I'm glad you gave us a call. Hey, feel free to come back anytime. Again, we're actually live on my YouTube channel, so we've got you recorded here, got you live as well. Feel free to come back anytime. I'd love to get you back on the channel, and maybe we'll have a chance to exchange a few stories. I'm sure we could probably do that for hours on end, but again, I appreciate you taking the time. 700-mile straight line, not bad here on 20 meters this night. So thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope you and yours are well and continue to be so. And again, if you hear us out there, give us a call. Whiskey 4 X-Ray Sierra Papa down in Pace, Florida. Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. You take care, 73s.
73.
Okay, QRZ, we have any other stations, please? Come with the call.
Kilo Charlie, Quebec, Delta, Quebec.
Okay, the Quebec, Delta, Quebec. Give me the whole call again, please.
Kilo Charlie 8, Quebec, Delta, Quebec.
Yeah, just to make sure I had it in there right. I didn't hear the first part, Jeremy. I didn't know if it was an 8 or not because I got blips going on here constantly across my receive. You mean twice in 1 week? God, how am I fortunate enough?
Yeah, I just seen you there on YouTube. Figured I'd jump in here and say hello before I head off to night time. But you're sounding good. I actually got a lot louder signal tonight. Bands must be really good. Got 20 over on you. I don't have no amplifier on. I didn't want to wait the 5 minutes to wait to warm up, so just running 150 out of the radio. 73's there, red, white, and blue. You have a good evening. This is Kilo Charlie 8, Quebec, Delta, Quebec.
No problem, Jeremy. Yeah, you're 5'9" plus, so no issues. Well, I told you Monday we never have a problem with the connection between us. It seems to be open just about all the time, and even here on 20. I mean, 40 meters. I know we have no problem whatsoever, but here on 20, 640 miles. That's pretty close by. So it good to see the band is long and short. So yeah, hey, thanks. Nice to hear you again. Glad you chimed in there. Glad to see that the update or the alert, whatever, on YouTube is working. So always a pleasure, brother. Anytime, anywhere, you know that. And yeah, go do your thing, my friend. The week's almost over, and then we'll start again and see what happens next week as well. Kilo Charlie 8, Quebec Delta, Quebec, in Ohio. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you, Jeremy.
73.
All right, take care. QRZ, any other stations, please?
Kilowatt 0
Lima Echo, W4JLE.
The Lima Echo station. Lima Echo again, please.
Yachts Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, Fred in South Carolina.
My gosh, how long has it been? Let me take a look here. And it's not your fault. It's been mine. Oh, that can't be right. March? Is that really? Surely that's not correct.
Yeah, that's correct, Randy. I missed a few. We didn't have propagation. You were on 20, and I went in and listened for you, but no propagation. But tonight, you're sounding good. Over.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just starting to come alive. We've been out here for about an hour and 20, and we had to reboot. The internet shut down on us. But it seems, though, the signals are starting to get a little... They're coming down your direction. We've had quite a few in Florida. They're very well represented tonight. But they're really in your area, general area. Everybody's coming in really strong. It's very, very encouraging. The numbers are about the same as they were Monday, and Monday was fantastic. We were coast to coast and even out into out in the Atlantic. So we'll see what happens tonight. But we're glad to be back in front of the microphone at least.
Yeah, okay, well, good to hear you. By the way, you always get to let us hear how we sound, so I'm going to play this back and let you hear how you sound.
Oh, God, no, don't do that. You're going to make me feel bad.
Well, that was a big bust. I must not have done it right.
Hey, don't worry about it. Well, you know, I do get to listen to myself because I generally go back and listen to the playbacks on the channel anyway. A lot of times people are sharing information or what have you, and I can't usually pick it up a lot of times if we've got some things moving so fast. I go back and listen to it later. So I used to cringe quite a bit when I heard it. Now I tolerate it, but yeah, I appreciate the effort anyway.
Okay. Well, it's certainly good to hear from you. In fact, I'll tell you what, prior to you getting on a couple of nights ago, I was thinking seriously about calling you to make sure that you were still among the alive and breathing and had not fallen off the face of a cliff or something like that. But anyway, great to hear from you, Randy, and we always enjoy talking to you. I know there's a bunch listening, so we'll let you get to them. And thanks a lot for coming in here, and hopefully hear you on again a whole lot more often. W4JLE.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you for those kind thoughts. I did have a few reach out to me via email and kind of ask that same question. We've had, it's very interesting 2022, not COVID related. We've had some projects that we've been doing, and they've taken a little bit more time than we'd anticipated, and just have not had any opportunity to get in front of the microphone. And some of those projects are almost completed. We're waiting for information on some of those, and we're in a holding pattern on a few others, and it's given us an opportunity to get here in front of the microphone. So we're not going to say there's a schedule. When we have the opportunity, we're going to get out here. We were fortunate Monday and tonight. We'll see how the rest of the week goes. I just don't know. But nice to know that people are curious where we're at. So I do appreciate those kind thoughts. And yeah, other than we're doing well, it's just some of the stuff that gets in the way. It's what they call life anyway. So no problem at all. And yeah, you always sound good here as well. I'm sure you're probably on the Zygu doing something like you usually are. I'm not sure which, but certainly don't have any problems hearing you. So nice to hear that South Carolina is out there. Nice to know that you guys are still doing it to it. So thank you, Dr. Fred. Nice to hear you as always. And come back anytime. Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima Echo, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, 7-3's Randy. And no, we're on the Flex 5000 tonight, so just playing around with a couple different radios. 7-3's, and good luck to you.
Yeah, well, now the 5000 will do it too. No problem. All right, my friend, take care. 7-3's. QRZ, any other stations, please come with the call.
Kilo 9.
November 3, Charlie Brown.
November 2, Delta Mike.
Okay, nice big signal there. Nice to hear that big signal. Let's see, maybe he's thinking who I'm thinking about. November 3, Charlie Bravo.
Hey, Randy, good evening. November 3, Charlie Brown. Name here is Chris, near Philadelphia, over.
Yeah, nice to hear Philadelphia. Gosh, good signal. We're finally getting up on the mid-Atlantic. Haven't gotten to the upper end of the New England states, but you're probably the farthest north there on the eastern seaboard area. Nice to hear you this evening.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm about 10 miles north of Philly, and you're 20 over. Good signal.
I'll give it right back to you. I was just going to look at the meter. Same as well, Chris. Yeah, it sounds very good. Hopefully, I'm hoping you're starting a trend, and the rest of these stations tonight will have that same kind of signal. But usually doesn't work out that way. But you know, I think if everybody was 5.9 plus 20, we'd get bored pretty easy.
Yeah, very good, Randy. All right, well, listen, many were calling. I'll let you carry on. Good signal here. Nice to hear you. And enjoy the rest of the spring. Weather's starting to break here. 73 for now and 3 CB.
I appreciate it, Chris. Thank you so much for taking the time to give us a call. Yeah, terrific signal. Keep it up, my friend. Doing good. Nice to hear you from the Philadelphia area. Enjoy your Wednesday evening. November 3, Charlie Brown, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo. Take care. The other station a while ago, I think, was ending in Lima Echo. If you're still in there, please give me the call again. The station ending in Lima Echo. If you're still in there, give me your call again. Well, nothing heard. K0 RWB, Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo, QRZ. Any other stations, please come with the call.
Kilo 9, Juliet Hotel Radio.
Oscar.
Kilo 9, Juliet Hotel Radio. Jim, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Oh, my gosh. I tell you what, if I was doing any better, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. How's that for an answer?
Roger that. Yeah, I've been just listening to you here, and then my neighbor was talking to you here a bit ago, Steve.
I was just going to say, are you guys, are you guys in telephone contact? We've gotten one in Eglin, one at Fort Walton, and now 2 in the Pace area. What are you guys up to?
A lot of ham radio operators here, you know. Yeah, I just put a Delta loop up for him Sunday, 40-meter Delta loop.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to move the beam down to you just a little bit here. I was up a little bit toward the northern seaboard, so you're on the side of the beam. I don't know if it's going to matter. It seems like the band is pretty open and pretty wide, but yeah, hey, that's great, really. And he was sounding really good, but apparently he was being called away. I'm sure we'll have another opportunity, at least I hope we do, to have another conversation. We'll see how it goes, but thanks for chiming in there. Didn't have any issues hearing you at all either there. Go ahead.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, we're both kind of fairly new hams. I've had my ticket for about over a year and a half. Just got my general in December, and then Steve got his general, I think, in February.
Oh, terrific. And what's the name of the dog?
The one in the top would have been Caesar. Raised him from a puppy up, and then the black and tan is Chance. We rescued him.
Okay, fine business. Yeah, I've got your page pulled up here, and yeah, terrific looking dogs. We had an opportunity to have a little Belgian Malinois on our side for a while. Enjoyed that. They're very quirky dogs, I must say, but haven't had an opportunity too often with shepherds. But I know a lot of people have had them. They certainly do enjoy them.
Yeah, QSL, I have to update that picture because we just adopted a Belgian Malinois here about 8 months ago, and the German Shepherd's still trying to figure her out.
Yeah, well, you've heard about the kids in Terrible Twos. Well, I know mine was Terrible 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, we rescued her again from the apartment industry. A couple had them, kept her in a cage 10, 12 hours a day, and I just kept telling them that, that dog's a working class dog. It needs to come out of that cage. So they gave her to me, to put in with my German Shepherd.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the quickest way to break the dog's spirit. They're really designed to be out and using the nose and exercising. It's unfortunate. They get stuck in a kennel like that. Of course, that's another conversation, of course. But yeah, hey, congrats to you. Glad you did that, and I'm very sure the dog appreciates it as well.
Oh yeah. She's got anxiety on top of being the most anxious dog on the planet. But boy, I'll tell you what, tremendously smart dogs. But she paces 20 hours a day of 24. She has to cool her paws off in the water bucket.
Yeah, I have one now that is pacing, for several hours at a time in the evening. I've got two Weimaraners, both rescue, and my female is 13, and she's getting to the point where, things aren't right in the mind, and she paces quite a bit. So I'm hoping that's short-lived.
Yeah, QSO. Okay, well, I'll let you go here. I just wanted to beam in here on you. You got a super loud signal coming in here to Pace, Florida.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, and I told Steve, you as well, feel free to come back anytime. I said that generally in the evenings we're on 20 or 40. We have our live stream up. We're live on YouTube. Of course, it's recording as well. And if you're interested in listening to our Q, see how you sound on the air, you can go to the channel. I've got a link on my QRZ page, or you can go right to YouTube, go to the search bar. Just put in my call, and it'll take you right to the channel. All my videos are dated. Of course, this one will say live, but you can listen to it as well. And probably about 58 minutes in, give or take, if you want to fast forward to that point, give a chance to give a look and a listen, see what you think.
Yeah, QSL, I definitely will. Okay, so I'm going to call it out here. K0, Red, White, and Blue, Kilo 9, Japan Hotel Radio, 73, and have a great night.
Yeah, you too, Jim. Thanks so much. And just as loud here in my receive as well. So both you guys are doing quite well. Conditions are definitely in our favor. Kilo 9, Juliet Hotel Radio, Pace, Florida, number 2 tonight. Kilowatt Zero Radio, Whiskey Bravo. Take care, 73.
73.
Okay, QRZ and their stations, please.
No,
I heard the November station there before it got crazy. The November station, I'm sorry, try it again.
November 2, Zulu Delta Mike.
Was it Oscar Golf? I'm sorry, try it again.
Roger, November 2, Oscar Golf.
Okay, got you that time. There's a few others in there as well. I appreciate you guys hanging on out there. November 2, Oscar Golf. Scott, good evening. Thanks for giving us a call, hanging in there. It's been kind of crazy here lately, but I'm glad we could pull you out of the noise there. Go ahead.
Yeah, just didn't have you in my loss. Wanted to make sure I got you in there. And what is your time? How long have you been on the air? So I can go check this YouTube. Over.
The first one lasted about 10 minutes, and the internet shut us down. So we're on what they call part 2. And we started about an hour ago. So if you wanted to listen to ours, you could fast forward to about an hour 2. It's about where you and I started. Third contact was, well, maybe not. Maybe I got the dates wrong. We had a contact January 27th last year. So I guess we were overdue. Nice to hear you again.
Yeah, well, it's been a little while, but good to hear you on there. You're sounding really good and strong and clear. You're coming right up over the noise here into South Carolina. Greenville is where I'm at. Over.
Yeah, we've had a couple other contacts in South Carolina, your part of the world, and yeah, we've got some good conditions. Been in Florida, the Panhandle, quite a little bit over on the coast. We've been up in Philadelphia area, Ohio. Of course, Jeremy comes in all the time. So yeah, the Eastern Seaboard, the southern states couldn't get into Alabama quite just yet. Georgia we do quite well. The Carolinas we do pretty good. Of course, Virginia as well. So the band it seems to be holding up pretty good. It's 8:30 Central. Usually 20 meters is done and over with, but so far so good.
Roger. I guess you're using Log for Old Men?
I am using Log for Old Men. That's correct.
I see that, and I am as well. And I saw you as a chat user, and I sent you a message, and was wondering if you saw it.
On the live chat?
Yeah. No, on the Log for Old Men chat. There's a little chat, off-air chat service there. Over.
I've never used it, Scott. I wouldn't even know where to look.
Okay, well, no, I've never had a contact with it yet, so guess it doesn't surprise me, but I was just checking. Okay, well, we'll say 7-3s. I'm sure there's others want to get on the air with you, and again, nice talking to you again, and we'll catch you again another time. Over.
Well, I appreciate it. Are you on the phone as well?
I've got a phone that's sitting here, and well, I'm not on it, but somebody else is.
Well, I was just curious. Todd, he just said, I'm on the phone with Scott. I'm not sure if that's the same, if he's talking about you or just what. He'll probably tell me here in a second. That's why I was just curious if you're on the air and on the phone, but maybe not. No worries.
No, that's, I'm on the air. I'm on the phone with Todd as well. Over.
Oh, very good. That's too funny. Too funny. Well, tell him hi for me. We have a better connection probably on the phone than we do over the air usually, so no worries. Hey, Scott, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. We'll see if we can grab a few others. We got a little bit of time left this evening, so by all means, feel free to come back again. Second contact. Maybe we'll find you on another band at some point. Who knows? We'll see how it works out. But I do appreciate you giving us a call this evening in Greenville, and good signal. So, my friend, let's see if the conditions keep open for the rest of the year. It'd be great. It'd be fine with me. November 2, Oscar Golf, and Greenville, South Carolina, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Take care.
7-3.
All right, QRZ. Any other stations, please?
Victor Echo 3, Lima Radio Lima, Oscar.
I knew we were going to get a Canadian station tonight. Victor Echo 3, Lima Radio Lima. Larry, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, Randy. And I have your YouTube streaming on the computer in front of me, so it was kind of funny because on the last contact you had called, and just as I'm calling it up and turning up the volume so of course I could hear, I heard my call, but you went to the other guy, and that's good. But it's nice because I can sit here and watch my signal on your station on the band scope. Anyway, back to you, Randy. K0RWV V3LRL.
Well, that's cool, Larry. Hey, great, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I can't do it. Some people can, but there's about a 30-second delay between on the air and then when it picks up on YouTube. You know, it's going through internet and servers and those kind of things. I used to tell people, hey, just turn the volume off on YouTube because to me it's too confusing. But that's one thing we wanted to do when we started this. When we started the channel, we were running a 7300, and we had a third-party software that we were using that we could also display. I mean, it's one thing when you say, oh, you're 5 and 7. Well, let the meter show you, and you look at yourself. So now that we have this radio, the FTDX10, we have a video capture card, so we're able to put that on the screen so you actually see yourself. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other, but the other thing I like is the oscilloscope, so you can actually see your audio wave pattern, see if you've got those highs, lows, mids mixed in, and it gives you an opportunity if you want to make a change, fine. If not, great.
Yeah, okay, no problem. And all I have to do is get in tune with the delay. But the nice thing is I can go back and listen to this in a few minutes when the stream ends and play back this portion and watch. But you're a 5'9" plus about 10 dB, Larry or Randy, and I can see I'm about 5 over.
Yeah, you've been bouncing back and forth through there. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty close. Again, if it was a contest, everybody's 5'9", but it's not a contest, of course. It's just a conversation. At least I like to keep it that way. We do try to be cognizant of time, be respectful of everybody's time. People are going to take a time to call. They've got something they'd like to say, and I want to hear it. And we can't get to every station we'd like to, but it never fails somebody somewhere, either the conditions drop out or something. We're just unable to hear them. But we work who we can when we can, and I hope people realize that. But I had a feeling at some point, the way the band has been, that we would have someone up in your part of the world, and I'm glad we got a good signal. And yeah, Larry, you got a terrific signal. The audio was good. You'll be able to hear that for yourself. So I wouldn't, as they say, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, Roger, Randy. Well, we're running a TS950 SDX and a TL922 amplifier. We run it pretty low key. We just sort of loaf along about a kilowatt, and that's perfectly good. The antenna here is a trapped 40, 80, and 160 meter dipole, and of course I have an antenna tuner that allows me to run 20 meters, so that's all good from this side. And we love contesting, and we love getting on the air and making some noise. Anyway, I won't hold it in case anybody else wants to get on and work you. Randy, it's nice to have come across you, and we'll have to watch the YouTube feed for further down the log. K0RWB, Victor Echo 3, left, right, left.
Oh, that's good. I like that. In my log, it shows our first contact. So thanks so much for that. And thank you for checking out the channel. Hope you get some enjoyment out of that. I know I'm having fun with it, so I hope others are as well. One thing I will mention, 4 contacts in my log, you become a regular. You get all the perks and benefits. Being a regular here on the channel, we have a big party. We throw confetti in your name. So 3 more contacts, and we've got you in there.
All right. 7 threes, Randy. Have fun.
All right. Thanks again, Larry. Very nice to meet you for the first time, and please don't be a stranger. Feel free to come back. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Hope you and yours are doing well. Continue to do so. And look forward to having a chance to chat with you again. Victor Active 3. Left, right, left. I like that one. Kilowatt 0, red, white, and blue in Kansas City, 7 threes.
Yeah, 7 3.
All right, QRZ, any other stations, please?
Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo X-ray Kilo, in Florida.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 3 in Florida again?
I said this is Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo X-ray Kilo. This is Scott in Pennsylvania.
Oh, Scott in Pennsylvania. My apologies. Where'd I get Florida from? Well, that's okay. I'm old. I can make mistakes like that. Scott, good. It's a good signal. How are you this evening?
I am fantastic, sir. And you have an amazing signal here in central Pennsylvania. You are a 9+ solid.
Well, I can't take credit for it. It's the antenna and its propagation, but I appreciate the efforts. You're 5'7" to 5'9", a little back and forth, but yeah, I didn't have any problems pulling out. I know there's a few others in there as well, and so we had to go back so we could make sure we had the call correctly. We wanted to make sure we had you in the log correctly as well there, Roger.
Yes, Roger that. What is your location, sir?
We are 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, Missouri. Oh, wonderful state. Okay. What was your call sign again, sir?
You bet. Kilowatt 0, a Radio Whiskey Bravo. K0, red, white, and blue.
Very cool. Very nice call sign. All right. Well, I'm sure there's probably others that would like to chat with that amazing signal of yours. So I'm going to go on plowing down the band
going to say 73. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Kilo X-ray Kilo.
Yeah, no problem, Scott. Thanks for giving us a call. Appreciate it very much. Nice to get a contact with you first time. Feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there. We do have you here on the live chat. We're actually live on YouTube. You want to go back and listen to our QSO, how short it was. My channel is my call. Go to the search bar on YouTube. Just type in the call. Look for the video of today's date, and you could fast forward to about 1 hour 12. 1:12 would get you pretty close. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for giving us a call. Again, come back anytime. Kilo Charlie 3, Kilo X-ray Kilo, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Rebel. Take care, 7-3s. Okay, we got a top of the hour. We'll be shutting down, so we'll see if we can take a couple more calls here and see what's happening there. QRZ, any stations, please.
Kilo India 4.
The Kilo India station again.
Kilo India 4, Uniform Foxtrot Oscar.
Okay, I got both two of you at the same time. Kilo India 4, I think it was uniform and question mark.
Kilo India 4, Uniform Foxtrot Oscar. The handle on this end is Juliet Tango. You are 59 into East Coast, North Carolina. Over.
All right, we finally made it into North Carolina. We've been into South Carolina a few times. Nice to hear North Carolina, around Dublin, is that correct?
QSL, that's my hometown. I'm looking at the city limit sign right now. Over.
Well, that's great. I'm just really glad that Logger works as good as it does. You know, if I put the right information in, it usually gives me the right information out. And this particular program gives me the grid square. So I already know what your grid square is, and it's highlighting the town of Dublin, and then I got you pulled up on QRZ, and it says the same thing. So I guess I hit it right this time.
Roger. Well, that's a good program. I don't have it in my ham shack. Your audio is mighty good. Evidently, you have a great antenna. This is a Skywire loop with about 540 foot of wire in it, and probably 40 foot or 50 foot off the ground, and a 440 SAT with 100 watts. Over.
Wow, that's great though. Hey, congrats. You know, it's doing a great job. The band is moving a little bit, but the audio is really up there. Signal 5 and 7. I don't put a lot of stock in the signal strength as I do the audio, because sideband's modulation. And the audio you have is doing quite well. The yellow loop is working for you quite well. That's a lot of wire in the air. That's a lot of wire. Thanks for the report there. Appreciate it. Again, we're letting the equipment do its work. We run a hex beam here, 45 feet from the base plate to the ground, pointed in your general direction, so it should work out pretty well for us. And yeah, so we're very happy that it's working quite well. And most stations tonight we've been able to hear pretty good as well there, Roger.
Roger. Yes, I've been listening to it. Yeah, I just constructed new homemade 600 ohm ladder line from a shack out to my antenna, which is about 70 feet over.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work too.
Roger. Yeah, well, it wasn't too bad. I bought a 500-foot roll of wire and turned it all into 250 foot of 600 ohm ladder line. And me and my buddy, and we hooked it up, and that's what we're talking on. Over.
Well, you know what? I've said this many times. Of course, you haven't heard it before. I'll tell you anyway. But I've not been very successful at trying to build antennas and loops, delta loops, inverted V's, L's, and so forth. I just kind of leave it to the experts. So when I hear somebody who's done what you did, I'm just amazed. Hey, congratulations. It's definitely working. You know, there's not a long distance between us, almost 900 miles straight line, which on 40 meters would be normal. On 20 meters, it's really surprising that, you know, the band is kind of short, so to speak. But, yeah, no problem hearing you. It's working quite well. Congratulations.
Roger. Well, thanks for the comments. I just got through talking to Muhammad in Kuwait on it, and with 100 watts. So he gave me a 5.9 in Kuwait. So evidently we've done something right. Over.
Yeah, you know, again, when the conditions are good, you can talk anywhere in the world on 10 watts, and then when they're not, you can't talk across the street.
Roger, that's right. My ham buddy that just died at 100 years old, he said the only thing you need was 1 watt and a D-dot, and there you go.
Yeah, or 6 foot of chicken wire. on the side of the building, and you could probably tune it and work out pretty well as well. But yeah, we've certainly come a long way with antennas and different variations, and it never ceases to amaze me. How people are tweaking, making antennas, making them perform better in tighter spaces, different types of grounding systems and so forth. And again, that's a great thing about the hobby. By and large, ham operator, they're a very creative bunch. They always find a way to get something done.
Roger. I have a friend that said once upon a time he loaded up his a set of bed springs outside, and he talked all of a sudden. I really don't know. But anyway, like I said, you got a great signal here. Your audio is excellent. Everyone you're using is doing you a fine job also.
Well, I appreciate that. We've had a lot of help to get it to where it's at. We're not doing this on our own. We've had a lot of help along the way, and we'd like to pay it forward as well. That's why we like doing what we're doing here in the evenings, and we're just kind of paying it forward, as they say. But again, the equipment seems to pair together quite well. Nothing real special, of course, here, and we like the antenna to do most of the work, and it seems to do that. Everything else seems to have its place here as well. And it seems to work. We'll continue using it this way, and for better or for worse, this is about how we sound in person. So you take it for what it is, there, Jim. Roger.
Roger. Well, you have a very nice chuckle there. Yes, I would like to meet you in person, and we would have a nice conversation there. Are you running any kind of power over?
Oh gosh, I knew you were going to ask me that. Would you feel bad if I said yes?
No, sir, none whatsoever. I'm fixing to get, I had a SB200, and my friend that built it, his son wanted it back, so I let him have it back, and I'm probably going to get me an amp to go about 500 watts or something like that over.
Yeah, well, this is my old backup amp. It's about 30 years old. This is an old Ten-Tech Hercules 2. It's an old solid-state 12-volter. We have it run on power supply. But I can take it with me portable, run off of 2 deep cycle marine batteries, and run 6 or 8 hours with no problem. So we're about 400 watts, nothing too crazy. Again, we let the antenna do the work. I could turn it off and just run we're putting about 45 watts into it. We could probably still make the contact. However, we are live on YouTube. We hate to run low power and call CQ and nobody answers us, because that would make a really boring video stream, so to speak. So we'd like to have a little bit of power so we can be heard from time to time. So again, it's nothing real special. It works well for us, and the darn thing won't die, so we'll just keep on using it.
Roger. Well, that's good. If you got a good horse that's pulling a good short plow, you need to keep the combo, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're certainly happy. Again, our primary amplifier went to our new friend Monty down in Alabama. We get a little bit of a chance to talk with him earlier. Didn't have the best conditions, but it sounds like he's really enjoying it, and that's what it's all about. We're going to find us another primary here at some point, but this is working well for us now. Jim, thanks for giving us a call. We've got a few more minutes at the top of the hour, and we're going to have to shut down and see if we can maybe get another call or two, but thanks for coming back here this evening for us. I do appreciate it, and it looks like a new contact in the log, so thank you for that here on 20. If you hear us out here in the evenings, by all means, give us a call back. We'd love to have a chance to have a chat with you again, see how things are going. But anyway, congratulations, and the Loop is doing a great job. It really is. And the audio has got a really nice punch to it, but not overdriven. So shouldn't have any trouble getting into Kuwait again if you wanted to. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. You and yours be safe, be well. Continue to do so. We'll say 7-3 for now. Kilo India 4, Uniform Foxtrot Oscar, Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thank you again, 7-3.
Roger. Thank you very much for the cue, sir.
All right.
For UFO, we're clear.
All right, take care. Let's see who else is out there before we go. Top of the hour, we'll be shutting down. QRZ.
Kilo Hotel Alpha Mike. Bravo Papa.
Okay, the Alpha Mike station, please. The Alpha Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, thank you. This is Whiskey Bravo 4, Hotel Alpha Mike. Name here is Ron, Romeo Oscar November. And we're located in the southern part of North Carolina, in a little town called Laurinburg. And I'll give you a signal report on the next go-around. Over.
Okay, Ron, thanks for giving us a call, standing by in there. I heard a few others there as well. Well, we've done quite well into the Carolinas tonight. Several contacts there. You guys have sounded really good. Yeah, I'm looking at the logger. I see Woodbridge, Somerville, Lanson, I think, is another one there. There's Dose Tester Pause. Am I getting pretty close? Appreciate that. Again, the conditions have to be there for us, and I think everything has to kind of be in line. Antenna, radio, any power you run in, microphone, everything has to kind of be in sync. I think we're pretty fortunate there that we've kind of got everything dialed in. But again, you got to have conditions. If you don't, you're not going to get very far. And we've been pretty lucky. Here in the last half an hour, it's been up and down a little bit, but by and large, we've been able to have a good conversation with different operators. And the idea is to get people to log a course and have some fun while we're doing it there. Roger?
Roger. Well, that's true. That's the name of the game. Have fun. And years ago, I built a 3-band cubicle quad. It was about 30 feet long and 4 elements. And it just was amazing antenna, but working conditions here is FT1000MP running about 100 watts into a Buckmaster off-center fed dipole, and the apex is up about 55 feet. So nothing special here, but like you said, when the band's open, you can do it on about anything. But anyway, I won't hold it. I know there's some others that would like to say hello to you. Appreciate you coming back to the call, and enjoyed the QSO. So 73, take care, and we'll look for you again. RWB, WV4HAU.
No, thank you, Ron. I appreciate it very much, and for standing by there. Appreciate your patience as well. We're trying to grab as many as we can in the time frame, the time that we have, but we don't like to do 5.9 QRZ and 10 or 15 minute QSOs. Yeah, it really doesn't work. We try to find a happy medium here to give everybody an opportunity. So, yeah, feel free to come back anytime you hear us. In the evenings, we're generally on 20 or 40 meters when we get the opportunity. We really don't have a schedule anymore. We've got projects and things we've been doing that kind of get in the way, but when we get an opportunity to get in front of the microphone, we try to do it. So here we are this evening. So anyway, thanks again. My apologies on the Somerville. I guess that was the old location. So no worries. So congrats on North Carolina. That's another good one we've had tonight. We've had the Carolinas quite often. So no worries at all. Feel free to come back anytime. Enjoy your Wednesday evening, what's left of it, and the week ahead. Whiskey Bravo 4, Hotel Alpha Mike, Kilowatt Zero Radio Whiskey Bravo. Thanks again, 7-3.
7-3.
All right, we got 3 minutes yet. QRZ.
Kilo Yankee 4.
November X-ray 1, Quebec. Radio.
Was it Kilo Yankee 4?
Kilowatt Yankee 4 Lima. Good evening. I'm here as Jim, Juliet India Mike, and I'm located about 40 miles west of Knoxville, just outside the infamous town of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Go ahead.
Oak Ridge, yeah, I got it here on my page here. Hey, very cool. On 20 meters, you're probably so far the shortest contact. Logger showing 577 miles straight line. No problem at all, Jim. Thank you very much for calling. I haven't said it for a while. Maybe people listen or not. The name here is Randy. The QTH. We're 35 miles east of downtown Kansas City. We're on the Missouri side. plain radio tonight. Been out here, well, this time 1 hour and 30. The previous, before my internet shut down, about 30 minutes. About 2 hours total. We've been out here. We're also live on our YouTube channel as well, so we're having some fun with that. And that's about it there. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Well, beautiful, beautiful signal. Funny thing is, I usually get your neck of the woods pretty well from here. Maybe due to my elevation. Oak Ridge is my mailing address, but I'm actually up on a mountain ridge at about 3,600 feet up in unincorporated Anderson County. And I think that has a lot to do with my short-range communications. But you're about 10 over 9, 15 over 9, floating around a little bit with some QSB, but wonderful, wonderful copy. And the radio equipment I'm operating here is legendary. This is the old Fox Tango 101 Echo, the old FT101E from 1975. I rebuilt the radio in its entirety about almost 4 months ago now. And we're only doing about 135 watts into a 20-meter full-wave loop I have up at about 70 feet. Go ahead.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Good for you. It's got a lot of punch to it. What's the microphone? Surely it's not the old hand mic.
No, the microphone is actually a Kenwood microphone. I was running a D104 with it, but I've done some audio modifications in the radio. On sideband here, I'm actually operating at about 3.2 kilohertz wide, as opposed to the stock 2.4. And on AM, I actually do a full 6. So I had to go to a Kenwood microphone. The D104, somehow it got too hot, and it was too crazy. So I wired up this Kenwood MC60. And it's a dual impedance mic, so I have it in a high position. And for some reason, it seems to work really well. The only drawback being is now I have to put a pair of double A's in the base of the mic, because unless you run it with an 8-pin Kenwood, you have to put batteries in the base for the preamp. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. You beat me to it. MC60, oh, man, that is too cool. I've said this many times. Of course, it looks like, let me go back here real quick. Yeah, first contact on my log. But I've said this many times, radios have no idea how old they are. I mean, they're designed to do two things, transmit and receive. Now, some do it a little different or a little better than others, as technology advanced. But on transmit side, dude, that's just awesome. It really is. And I hope others who are out there listening say, you know what, there's still potential. It's okay to have the latest and greatest, but some of this old equipment does a phenomenal job as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Rebuilding the old boat anchors, the old tube radios and the old hybrids is kind of what I do. I've been doing it almost 40 years. And this radio kind of isn't really an old radio anymore. I went through every single board and replaced virtually every single component and found a pair of new old stock 6JS6C tubes. It was the original tubes that they used in here, the Toshiba with the green stripes. It was the original tubes they used when they were still in production back in mid-70s. And it's got a 12BY7A driver. All the rest of the radio is solid state, hence the term hybrid. But it's a very revolutionary radio. It had a lot of features that the other hybrids at the time did not have, such as the Kenwoods and things like that. It also has AM, which the Kenwood hybrids did not. So it's very, very unique also in the way that it actually has an 11-meter position on the band switch. You don't have to swap out any crystals or anything like that for the 11 meters like the CBers like to do. It was already there. So I just left it there. I don't ever really go there. I have a CB radio in my truck that I use when I go over the road, but I really never use it. But it's just a wonderful, wonderful old radio. Very, very unique, and it was quite the turning point in its time. Go ahead.
No, that's great. Well, you got a second opinion as well. My friend Todd out in Pennsylvania says sounds great in my opinion. And he said it looks good on the scope, so you can take my word for it and you can take his word for it.
Okay, very good. Well, that definitely makes me feel good. I do have a couple of the additional pieces with it here. I do have the scope, and I'm running that right now. The YC101 monitor scope, and I've got the FB101 external
external VFO, which I'm not using it at the time, and I do have the external phone patch called the Landliner. The only thing I don't have is the external frequency counter, the YC601. I really would like to have one, but if you've ever looked them up on any of these sales platforms, they want probably about as much for a YC601 that I would spend on probably buying 2 more of these radios to restore. I think the last one I saw for sale in this country was about $500, and there was even a gentleman in Australia selling one for $800. So I think I'm going to hold off on the display.
Yeah, I don't blame you. The radio's working. The display would be eye candy. I certainly understand it, but yeah, the radio is definitely doing good for you. No problems at all. Hi, Jim. I wish I could stay longer, but we're at the top of the hour there, so you end up being the last one this evening. I appreciate that, but we do have other commitments before the night is through. But I want to say thanks for standing by in there, giving us a call, and glad we had a chance to get a quick chat. Again, congratulations on the radio and equipment. It's a phenomenal job. And to mix it in with the Kenwood microphone, I think that's really, really cool. You can get some of that information up on your QRZ page. I looked at your page here, man. You see some of the pictures and stuff you set up, man. That'd be a great conversation piece, no doubt. Congratulations on doing that work. I could take the cover off and then I'd be through. So I know my limitations. Anyway, I do appreciate you giving us a call this evening. Nice to hear you. Nice to get a chance to chat with you the first time. Feel free to come back anytime you hear us out there here in the evenings. And we'll say 7-3 for now, and you take care. Kilo Yankee 4 Lima, Kilowatt 0, Radio Whiskey Bravo.
All right, my friend, very good. Well, thank you so much for bringing me in there, and definitely a pleasure speaking with you tonight. I kind of get a kick out of getting out there and being able to show off the old hybrid and tube equipment. I think people forget how good they actually were because they kind of get run down and they don't sound good anymore. But when you put them back the way they should be, they do just what they were intended to do. 73, have a great night. Take care, God bless. Kilowatt Yankee 4 Lima. Jim here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. We'll be QRT.
Yeah, I appreciate it very much, Jim. You take care, 7-3s. Kilowatt 0 Radio Whiskey Bravo, Randy in Kansas City. We're going to be clear and shutting down going QRT. Apologize for those folks who want to get in. We're certainly going to do this in another day or two, so just kind of keep an eye out for us here in the evenings. I enjoyed the contacts we had. Thank you, Todd, for your info there on the live chat as well, and a few others. Monty, Jeremy, and Mark was in there as well. You all have a good evening. I appreciate it very much, and we'll look forward to making contacts again. Kilowatt 0 Radio.